Hello and welcome to Future Tech Conference podcast.
Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, nice to meet you here. Can you please say some words about yourself, about your product, because it's really interesting, yeah? The waiting flowers.
Farhan Kaleem, and we're representing Sorise Tech, an edtech company that is looking to revolutionize and standardize education worldwide.
Wow.
The first step we took to standardize education is create an AI application that is serving Cambridge learners in order to have similar feedback across the globe for everyone that would be going through the Cambridge examination systems. What it does is it evaluates the students' work, gives accurate grading, accurate feedback, and accurate answers based on AI and based on Cambridge mark scheme.
Yeah.
So the students, what they're getting is, over the course of my 14 years as an academic head, I learned the problems and I figured out the solutions that how to tackle them out through AI. Now the problems mainly were that teachers were getting bombarded with a lot of workload.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a teacher would go home with around 100 papers over the
assignments,
whole 6
homework,
months.
all of this,
And plus past papers, problems that they had to solve in, give feedback out to students, and students would not get accurate feedback because teachers are exhausted marking papers.
they're really tired.
Exactly. And then when
Absolutely.
the students cannot get accurate feedback, they don't know how to improve themselves. So what they do is they go back and look for answers better than what they have already presented, rather than finding out what was wrong with their answer.
Yeah.
So, and plus their grading was not matched with the accurate grading for the Cambridge mark scheme.
Yeah.
Because across all schools, we have different level of teachers.
Yeah.
And all schools are a different category of fee standards. So every school cannot hire a professional teacher.
Yeah, like
with,
in small cities, something like this.
exactly.
Yeah.
So with 10 years of experience, 7 years of experience, or even 11 one. So some people get fresh teachers to teach Cambridge students as well for 2-3 years, which obviously doesn't give a comprehensive insight to their work.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we're solving that problem through AI, through our application, and we have already uploaded 15,000 questions. By the end of May and June, they'll be able to upload
So it's
another
like
25,000.
AI assistant for a teacher also.
Yes,
Yeah?
well,
Oh,
it's
wow.
significantly reducing teachers' workload, increasing student potential. So the teachers can now focus on their learning rather than evaluation.
That's really important. You know why? Because my parents also teachers, you know?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, teachers of math.
Brilliant.
Yeah, in university. So,
So they
it
must
also
be-
can help them, yeah.
They probably
I
learn
see.
through the whole mathematical issues then.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and today we are on a Future Tech conference. So for me, it's interesting to discuss, like, firstly about some history things, like maybe some trends that you feel already started in this region or maybe over the world, and then discuss the next trends, like about 10, 20 years. So let's start from the first part. What do you feel, what's your feeling about changing on this region, in educational maybe, in e-learning or educational technologies, like for last 5 years, for example?
So, well, let's bring into perspective that the hype.
Yeah.
When telecom came in, there was a big hype on telecom.
Yeah, absolutely.
When internet came in, there's a big hype on internet.
Yes.
Now, since AI is here,
All of
there's
AI.
a new big hype on AI now. Now, how long does it last for and what's the next thing, we cannot predict and we cannot imagine at
absolutely,
this
yeah.
basis. But what we can say is AI is going through a different phase, and educators are learning at the point.
Yeah.
AI is learning from the experiences of the educators. Educators need to delve themselves into AI in order to create and solve problems that are already existing into the market. Teachers, on the other hand, right now are resisting, saying evaluation methods should be done through us. We are the ones who are supposed to mark, and we're supposed to check the papers. But if the teachers don't come out of the phase of evaluating exams throughout the year, maybe they wouldn't know where else to target students' focal attention. Maybe there are areas that teachers have not focused on until today, where teachers can actually spend more time in improving their knowledge, their learning, rather than sitting down and
do
evaluating.
the same thing like
same
every
thing,
evening.
because there's no difference between an expert feedback and an AI feedback.
Yeah.
So if the expert and the AI feedback is already combined
yeah,
at this
if you
point,
can combine it.
the teachers are actually reading, going back to students and quickly identifying
Like
their
a
problems.
super teacher.
Super teacher.
Yeah.
And he's going
I
there.
love this.
That's a really good word. And identifying and taking them out of the loopholes and gaps that they already see.
Yeah.
So the trend of AI is increasingly on a daily basis. E-learning has been there after COVID. There has been a massive flow of e-learning after COVID. There never been more LMS systems and more different types of LMS systems been around since COVID has existed. Now, when COVID made everyone feel that online learning is possible, and online learning can be the next phase, homeschooling has existed after that.
Yeah.
And parents have felt that my child does not need that social background, social gathering.
Yeah,
in order
to get this information, to work with this.
Exactly. And blended learning has been part of the whole phase. So parents are reluctant of keeping them at home, teaching them themselves, and growing them with relevant skills rather than teaching them something which is irrelevant when they're growing up with a mental mindset of getting into a career which they feel that they can excel in the next 5-10 years.
Interesting. And what do you think about, from one side, about this type of AI, and from another side about like a student's career? How can we maybe combine this? How can AI maybe help us to improve students' career? What's your feeling? What's your ideas about
So
that?
let's put it into perspective now. Students, the way the world is moving so fast and rapidly, the technology is changing every month.
Absolutely.
There's new technology being introduced every other week. Now, in this phase, we don't see that school students should start graduating at 18 still. They graduate early, let's say for example 14. They go and get into university at 15, graduate at 18, get into vocational training.
Nice. To understand what do they want to see a world.
Exactly. Before vocational training or after vocational training. So either way, they need to get that experience in and combine the degree with a set of AI skills. Because big tech companies such as Google, Amazon are laying off workforce. So we're seeing a huge unemployment, but at the same time, we're seeing those unemployed people getting and seeing a career in AI with their own self-employment. So they're not relying on companies to hire them anymore. They're using AI to generate wealth. So these kids who are in school today
should understand how to work with AI.
Exactly.
Right?
So when the school kids today are learning, the schools in their time need to change drastically 180 degrees on how these students need to grow up. They cannot teach those 8 subjects again and again and have knowledge written on paper.
That's
to
really
examine them.
old-fashioned thing.
Traditional learning.
Absolutely.
And traditional learning has to change in future. So at this point in time, we're very early.
Can accelerate this,
accelerate the growth, accelerate the education standards. Because at this point, we're running through a learning phase, and this learning phase has to be changed throughout the globe. And we cannot have the old traditional methods of graduation of thinking, the neural links of childs, because there's a part of neural links where children need to and can grow earlier if the more education is fed into them.
I have a question about like about the things, so for example, when we're talking about mobile phones, because they have a lot of application, and some parents said, my son or my daughter will use mobile phone only from 7 years old, something like this, because before that it can hard somehow for my child, What do you think about AI? Like, do we need this like barrier, something like this for a small child, or no, or which year?
See, I'll bring you down to the phase of now generations. We started off with the Stone Age. We got to the Industrial Age, then we got to the Technological Age. Now, when we are in the Technological Age, we cannot escape it. Our children are going to be grown up with iPads around them and phones around them.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
it's all a need of self basis.
Yep.
And it's going to be human nature to copy each other.
Yeah, because that's their world where they have this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can't escape that matrix.
Absolutely.
So when a child grows up with neural links between age 0 until grade 8,
Yeah.
he can learn 4 languages. He can learn any set of
Yes.
skills. His neural links are working differently at that point in time.
Yeah.
Nowadays, children are much smarter than how we were at that age because they're being fed in by phones, by YouTube,
They can learn
by
more,
knowledge.
yeah, with this.
Exactly. And it's not a bad thing what kids are doing when they're on
Yeah.
their phones and learning. But it's a poor thing if they're rediverted towards something that is
Yeah.
not required for their age process, which parents obviously have to look
Super, yeah.
into. Yes. So if the children can learn skills, also at the same time can learn coding, can learn,
Yeah.
which is still not
As
required at
example,
this
yeah.
age, animation,
Yeah,
learn
some drawing, some
exactly.
languages maybe. Who knows?
Absolutely. Motor skills, they can have things related to dynamics of technology.
Yeah.
They will grow up with the mindset of always growth process. There's
Super.
there's a super mind growth process that kids need to grow up. There's a lot of kids who have a set mindset where they grow up when parents tell them, don't do this and don't do
Yeah,
that.
something like this.
But
like,
in this
is
today's-
banned, this is banned. Yeah, you know.
In this today's generation, we let students excel
Yeah.
without having to interrupt them from how much they can grow.
Yeah. So it should be like it can be AI assistant, but it should be like trustworthy AI assistant. Yeah,
Yes.
for them.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
with
plus
the adequate information and
Yeah.
so on.
Yeah, AI is here to help.
Yeah.
That's what I feel. AI is not
Awesome.
here to damage the society. AI here, basically you can program AI to make sure if my child is on the screen,
Yeah.
nothing apart from what I have redirected on that YouTube
Yeah,
should
yeah.
be shown or as ads or as another a video that is on the same kids format,
Yeah.
which is not going to help my child.
like this,
such as my child was watching Masha and the Bear.
Ah, yeah, no.
I don't like that
Yeah.
thing personally because it's very violent. The kid
Yeah.
is going around hitting things, and when my child started copying, I made sure that my child stopped seeing that.
Yeah.
So I blocked that videos and that YouTube on my YouTube channel
Yeah.
for my child, and now she watches something more interesting with science,
Super, yeah.
and she likes that too. But till you don't
Nice.
introduce it to children,
Yeah,
they wouldn't know what they
so
need.
we should show some way, yeah, of
Exactly,
growing.
exactly.
And AI also can help us, yeah, to make it in the right way, to suggest something
Exactly.
that really fits for growing for our child.
Exactly.
Wow, nice. As the next part of our discussion, I want to discuss about some your ideas about like future, yeah, educational future, yeah, educational technologies. What on your feeling will be like in 20 years, in the 10 years, yeah? How it will be changed? What's your ideas?
So
Please
I
share.
feel schools are going to change dramatically. I'll give you a few examples of 2 different schools which I've experienced recently.
Yep.
There is a street smart school that has been introduced recently and is
Okay.
doing really well. What
Uh-huh.
does the street smart school represents?
Yep. What?
Because everything and all the knowledge is already out there. So what the street smart school is doing is teaching how to write checks.
Uh-huh.
How your own, learn about it, come back next week, give a presentation on it,
Wow.
and that'll be your quiz. There are no more exams.
So it's like learning by doing approach, yeah? Something
Absolutely.
like this.
And
Yeah.
complete by doing. Because projects has always
This
been
is
the biggest
cool.
part of my goals as well. When I was a school head, I made sure all my students were doing maximum projects.
Yeah.
And they used to love them because it was competitive. It was something they would know is hands-on learning. So in future, I feel either schools are going to be directed towards an approach of very narrowed down career.
Yeah.
For example, a school would not have geography, science,
Yeah, like
maths,
these huge things,
subjects. They will have, okay, you want to become a data scientist?
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's help you.
I will give you
Uh-huh.
only chemistry.
Yeah. Yeah,
physics
this you
and
need for
math,
this, yeah.
and probably some other learning skills with it, with business.
Yeah.
And these are 4 things you can learn for after grade 6.
Nice.
And they will
Yeah.
lead on this until you become better at it.
Yeah, and maybe plus some skills that you need in real life, as you
Yes,
said,
exactly.
how to buy something some soft skills, yeah, for
Yes.
communication, to
Absolutely.
understand it.
So AI is there, is going to navigate people in
Uh-huh.
order to choose their career path on
Yeah.
how and where it's going to be channeled into.
Nice, like a magical hat from Harry Potter.
Absolutely.
Yeah. This one, who knows?
So that comes around.
Yeah, it may be more than 4 faculties. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like 100 ways for different kids, for different personalities.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Personalized learning, tailored feedback, and
Yeah.
understanding the mindset is
Super,
a key. It's a
and-
key to nurturing children. It's a key to making sure that children
Cool.
make sure that they grow up with the right path and
Yeah.
right goals, and without having anyone telling them that you're not good enough.
cool. And learning by doing. Yeah,
Learning by doing.
super.
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot for your ideas. Yeah. Yeah, congratulate
having me.
you.
Thank you, Mike, for
Yeah,
having me on there.
all the best for you and your product.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bye.